set up your camera for landscape pictures, you can use the landscape scene mode, or for more control over the camera functions, I would recommend using the aperture priority mode. You'll need to turn the flash off and set an appropriate white balance. Let's start by setting the landscape scene mode. Turn your mode dial to SCN. In the back, use the control dial to select the landscape scene. With the landscape scene selected, the camera is optimized for landscape pictures. And when you press the shutter button halfway, the camera should select a narrow aperture such as f8 to get everything from the foreground to the background in focus. As you can see right now in my lighting situation, the camera chose f2.2, which is not going to be very good for landscapes. So for more control, I recommend using the aperture priority mode instead. Set the mode dial to AV. With the aperture priority mode, you get to choose the camera's aperture while the camera sets an appropriate shutter speed. Now you can use the lens ring in the front of the camera, as indicated by this green circle, to change the aperture setting. You want to set the aperture to something very narrow, such as f8. So I'll turn the lens ring until I get to f8. This will produce a narrow aperture and get everything from the foreground to the background in focus. Make sure the flash is turned off with this scene. Press the flash button right here, or the right navigation button, to access the flash function, and use the control dial or the right and left navigation buttons to choose flash off. Give it a second to go away, or press the set button. Now let's go ahead and set the appropriate white balance. Press the function button to access the function menu. Go down to the white balance icon right here. Now use the control dial or the right and left navigation buttons to choose the appropriate white balance from the list here. Since we're outdoors, I'm going to choose daylight. If it's a cloudy day, however, you can warm up the tones in the image a bit by choosing cloudy. With the proper white balance selected, go ahead and press set to escape the function menu. Now you're ready to take your picture. Place the focusing square on something in the distance, for example, the horizon. Press the shutter button halfway. When the focusing square turns green, it means the camera found a focus point. Keep pressing the shutter button halfway, recompose the image the way you want it in the screen, and then press the shutter button the rest of the way to take the picture.